We all have the same unspoken rule, right? We leave this spot open for a mom shopping with their kids so that they can have easy access to return the cart. People do not have that same unspoken rule that I do. And I was like, oh, I wonder if other people have this unspoken rule. No, other people are like, fuck her for having kids. She can walk further. And then there's people who are just ruder than that, who are like, oh, thanks for letting me know. Now I will park there on purpose. People who are like, I don't even respect the sign when it says it's for cops. I park in the cops parking spot. Oh my gosh, people are heated about this.
Hi.
Welcome to Sip Happens. Episode 28. Episode 27, for our loyal listeners, happened, but was not published or released because we are still a self-produced podcast and we are bad at it. And we tried to record in person. And we worked really hard. We troubleshooted around. We thought we had it figured out, but then on post discovered that it did not work. And we could not publish it. We could, it's just not, no one wants to hear it.
No, the quality control is not there. I feel like we finally at least nailed, I feel like this output that we have right now is going to sound hopefully good for our listeners. We would love feedback. We're going to be hopefully working with an audio consultant just to help us optimize our production efficiencies, just so it's an enjoyable listening experience. I care most about that. And also it's fun to record together, even though half of that pod was us just relaying about how awkward
how super weird it is to stare into someone's eyes in person, directly across from you and converse, because that's not naturally how we converse at all.
No, but we're here. Before we get any started, I'm really excited. So for those who are not watching this, I have on my favorite SPM Burberry shawl because I have a clothing reveal that I'm so excited I'm going to share with Stefany. So this is something I worked on, and this is your Sip Happens co-host present. This is your Christmas present. This is your thanks for being my friend present, and your good luck with number 3 present. And I was going to mail it to
the suspense.
The suspense. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Are you ready for it?
Dun, 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 dun. I love her.
It's
oh my goodness. So Stefany is wearing, she just did a dramatic reveal.
Can you see the back? Wait, can you see the back?
It's perfect. Of a green sweatshirt that says Sip Happens on the front in a beautiful script and always 3 on the back. And it's perfect. Is it sweatshirt, sweater? I can't tell.
So this is a beautiful Lingua Franca cashmere crew neck
with
a custom Sip Happens script on the front.
Stunning.
And on the back it says always 3. And I pulled it out of the box and Craig immediately goes, you spelled it wrong, which I was like, holy fucking shit, I probably did. And I did not.
What did he think it said?
I don't know. He couldn't read the P's. I'm
like, this Happers is like, or something?
I don't know. Typical. But
Craig.
But I'm so excited. So I did a lot of research on the sizing, because you never know sizing, right? This is a large.
Well, also we never know what size my body is these days.
Well, and this is a large, and it's still quite fitted. So you're not going to wear this for a while. Your boobs won't even fit into this right now, but eventually they will.
When I don't have boobs anymore, which is my preferred state of physical being. No boobs.
Yeah, but Lingua Franca.
I love it.
Yes, it's super cute. It's great
beautiful
coloring.
The perfect green.
Yes, I debated over coloring and everything, and the biggest debate was the sizing. And so Lingua Franca seriously needs to update their website, because they're like, oh yeah, it's oversized. In what world is this oversized? Because it's quite fitted. So if you like things baggier, I could have gone for an XL, but
this I am currently wearing, speaking of XL, my Woolrich Target collab sweater that I got. You actually told me about this collab. I didn't know it was happening. So many cute things. Buffalo check everything. And it's been out for about a month now. So I happened to go to Target yesterday. I had to pick up something so random, like a cucumber, and Target was the closest place. And so I ran to Target to get a cucumber. And they were actively marking down all of the Woolrich stuff while I was in there. And I was like, I have to. So I got my XL sheep covered, super soft, cozy, actually oversized sweater that I am immediately wearing today. It's the best. And you ordered some of the t-shirts, right?
I did. And honestly, it's probably the only Target fashion collab in recent memory that I actually knew that it was launching on like a Saturday morning, and I went online early that
Yeah.
morning and ordered stuff. And I got some really great canvas tote. I got a bag for my mom
There's
for
some cool
Christmas. Like
stuff.
it was just like good, easy, good quality, cool
If
little
you
things I
haven't
got.
seen it yet, they're marking it down now, so visit your local Target and see. There's some stuff online still. They had a really cute pleated skirt that I wanted, but I have no idea what size skirt I'm gonna be wearing. It just doesn't make sense, but an extra large sweater, yeah, I can wear this at all
Love
times in
it.
my life, so
Wait, also, I feel like I saw something that you did on TikTok about Target or a parking lot or something, and then my internet cut out.
yeah, that video was a year ago
Oh,
that is now resurfacing. It is
weird.
about an
Like
unspoken rule that I have.
you republished it or just it's
Nope,
resurfacing in the
nope, just people keep
mm,
posting about it, and it is one that people have a lot of strong feelings about. So I posted a video last November in the Target parking lot where there was an empty spot next to the cart return. And I said something like, we all have the same unspoken rule, right? We leave this spot open for a mom shopping with their kids so that they can have easy access to return the cart. People do not have that same unspoken rule that I do. That's something that I do. And I was like, oh, I wonder if other people have this unspoken rule. No, other people are like, fuck her for having kids. She can walk further. And then there's people who are just ruder than that, who are like, oh, thanks for letting me know. Now I will park there on purpose. People who are like, I don't even respect the sign when it says it's for cops. I park in the cops parking spot, all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, people are heated about this. So I still continue to leave that spot open if I'm shopping without my kids. And if I have my kids, I park there because I want to be able to like put the kids in the car and then easily put the cart back without having to like walk halfway across the parking lot and leave my kids in the car. I don't know. Maybe it's millennial parents who have been raised to think that everyone
yeah.
wants to steal their kids. I don't know what it is, but because it's an unspoken rule. It's not like a thing. It's like it in my head.
I just don't like parking next to the cart returns because I don't want my car getting dinged up by carts and the
That's what a lot of
people
people said as well,
and
that they were like,
like
"Yeah, I just don't wanna get dinged up." I'm like, "Yeah,
yeah,
cool."
and like Max will take the cart and he'll like
Just
shove he'll just like
yep,
play like a game and try to get it into the pen and it hits the car instead of like going into the pens.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
the video
People
there
feel
was
very
another one you were
strongly.
talking about though, about a car almost hit a woman or something and had a
Well, that was the
swerve.
school parking lot. That was even more
Oh,
aggressive. I was dropping Emmy off at school, and her school is just 3, 4, 5 years old, so everyone in that parking lot is a parent of a tiny child, and it's actually the parking lot is a church parking lot across the street from the school, and then you have to walk over it and drop the kid off. So we've got like church and parents of young children all combined in one parking lot. And I was sitting in my car, I just pulled in, and a mom had dropped her kid off and was walking back to her car. And another mom swerved into a parking spot. And the woman who was walking across that parking spot. And there were plenty of other open parking spots, but I guess that the mom in the car didn't see the woman walking across her parking spot when she decided to commit to this swerve. So she honked at the woman who was walking, and the other woman turned around and gave her the finger. And it was all
my
like before 9 a.m. at school drop off. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much happening right now. And it was the first really cold morning of the year. So I think everyone was just like in a rush to, get in and out and not wanting to be in their car. And like, I get it. And if we all have a 3, 4, or 5-year-old that we're dropping
could
off.
not
So
imagine flicking another parent off at high meadow school. It is the most like nurturing, like kumbaya community. Like I think we would get expelled for just
it was a
overreactivity or
very,
something.
very aggressive. And I was like just eating up the drama sitting there and like waiting for what happened. And then I got out of my car the same time as the woman who honked and parked got out of her car, and she looked over at me and smiled. And I was like, I don't think I'm on your team here. I don't want to pick teams. We're not friends. Like, I don't know you. I'm going to remember your car so I can look out for it next time, but I don't know you. Yeah. My
Believable.
parking lot
Okay.
videos. I got to stop talking about parking lot videos. That one, at least people weren't very angry. People were angry at me for the other one.
Well, I like it. I enjoy it.
It was
Um,
great. I also loved seeing someone give the finger. I haven't seen someone like in a real life setting give the finger in the longest time. And I was like, that was kind of nice. I forgot you can just do that to people. That's not a thing that
yeah,
I've never like
no.
been a finger giver.
You know who's a finger giver? Who's an unlikely flicker offer?
Huh?
Craig. I'm gonna
Mm.
out him out right here. He has road rage. Like, you think he would be, like, this
Only in the car
calm
settings?
car settings. You think it would be,
Okay.
like, calm and, very, methodical lawyer making his strategic he gets in the car, he gets road rage, and I'm like, "Dude, like, calm like, just, like, calm down, like, stop writing him, like, what is that gonna do?" Like, he will actively, like, flick someone off, like, middle finger. I'm like, and I
Spencer
always, like,
does the catch
"Does
up
that make you feel
and
good?"
stare down where he's like, "Oh, you're the person who cut me off?" I'm like, What are you achieving? What did you just achieve?"
You know what? The stare down, I get. I've done that too, but I do the stare down as if that's gonna do anything, but mostly if the other person is going, like, so annoyingly slow, and I'm like, "Why are you going slow?" And I pass them to kinda give them, like a "what are you doing?" type of
Yeah.
look. They don't even look at me, but, like, at least
No,
it's,
of
like,
course
for
not.
me.
Yeah, at
But I
least you have
don't
a
do
face to go
the
with the personality you created in your head, the whole backstory.
or I'll, like if someone's like if I do something I'm a good driver, but if I do something and someone's, like, honking at me or I'll, like, "Hi," and I'll, like, wave at them or
Yeah.
I'll, like, counteract it with
Message
something that's, like,
received.
so reactively, like, kind, but, like, in an obnoxious way, like, it's fake kind. It's
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
Petty
hi."
kindness. Yeah. It's like
Like, I've
the
done that
"I'll
on the
pray for
trail.
you." The where you're
Like,
like, you don't actually mean that, you're just saying something.
I did that actually a couple days ago. I was on the trail up here with Lemon, and Lemon again, our dog Lemonade, the most, like, sweet, friendly, passive dog. She doesn't even care about humans. She cares about deer, squirrel, maybe some dogs. I'm walking on the trails early in the morning. It's me and this other woman. I've never seen her before. I basically, like, own this trail, so I'm the mayor. I know everyone. And this woman, it starts approaching me, and, she acted, like, really scared of the dog, and I get it. I should have her on a leash, like, technically, but, like, I own this trail, so, um and she's like, you really and she acted really scared. And, like, Lemon's literally, like, sniffing a tree, like, not even looking at her. And she's like, "You really need to have that dog on a leash." And my first reaction, for whatever reason, I was so obnoxious. Like, I'm like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry." Like,
You
oh, like,
overcorrected.
I, like, but to the point I was being, like, really really fake. I was like, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. Like, I did not realize that, like, Lemonade, my dog who's over there sniffing a tree, oh my god, that she was so scary. I'm so sorry that that was offensive. Like, I'll absolutely put her on a like." And she was like, I don't know, but those are my,
She
like, passive aggressive moves. And people, like, get up all up my girl, like, do something
yeah.
obnoxious versus yell or I don't know. And I get defensive with Lemon because, like,
Of
she's my
course,
baby
how dare
girl and
you?
whatever. It's the context. Of course, I know a leash is important, but in the
Sure,
context of
and
this,
you have
it
no
was
idea. Like
ridiculous. No.
my go-to is always in the driving situation and that kind of situation. Like whenever Spencer is like, "Why is this person driving so slow?" or "Why are they driving so fast?" Like they can never drive the right speed for him. I'm like, you never know. Maybe they're rushing to someone's funeral, or maybe I always remind him when I had my shoulder surgery and was in a sling and was driving with a sling, and I couldn't. It was my left arm, so I couldn't use the blinker. I'd have to like reach all the way across with my right arm and turn the blinker and people will turn now and not use their blinker. And he's like, "Thanks for the blinker, asshole." And I'm like, "Maybe they just had shoulder surgery." And he's like, "Shut up. That's really not funny." But I'm
But
like, you never know.
I know. But, like, it's really hard to remember that, but it is genuinely a good, like, like, everyone's walking around right now, we're all going through shit. Like, there's always
Oh,
something
absolutely.
that we are carrying, and you have no idea, like, this smile and this, like, optimistic view and exchange I'm having right now, you have no idea what I'm, like, suppressing and compartmentalizing and whatever. So,
Yeah. I feel like there was a huge turning point for me. And I was going to say maybe we talked about this last week on the podcast, but
hmm,
that's a
we
reference
might
people don't know.
no, no.
But I think one of the the first PG-13 movie I saw was Mrs. Doubtfire. And I remember being so gutted when I heard that Robin Williams had died by suicide. And it was this moment that just struck me so hard, and I now, as an adult, still remember so clearly because I was like, how could Robin Williams kill himself? He's so funny. He's so always laughing. He's such a happy person. And it really kind of flipped a switch for me to understand that concept that you never truly know what's going on in someone's world. And I think social media has really thrown fire on that because
Yeah,
people are portraying these images of, their
yeah,
perfect life and their
yeah.
perfect family and their job and their travels and all these things. But you have no idea what's actually going on unless you actually talk to someone and call someone and you are personally friends with someone. And yeah, it's wild to me that I
The
remember that
social
striking
side
me.
of it's ridiculous. Like, obviously, Instagram is a complete faux highlight reel. There's that side of it. But then you also have, people who are, the other challenge I have is how do I say it? Like they capitalize on their vulnerability. Like they're like openly like well, how do I phrase it? Like they use their they're using their like problems or they're being so too open, but like it's still for it's still a performance. It's like it's like performative
Yeah.
openness. I don't know how to, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's, I can give some examples, but I think that would be very, very rude of me to do. But there's some examples that
Spencer
I
will
could,
want you to, but
I know, but this
I'm
is
going
like,
to
no,
respect that you do. I know,
yes,
but it's
no.
also hard to
These
give
are like well
examples.
known.
But when you don't have clarity in the way you want to phrase something, it's hard to give examples to support it and back it up. So I get that. No
So
need
a
to
lot
push,
of like,
but
think of a lot of different like fitness influencers or people who are on their own like spiritual journeys. And I don't know. We can just move on because there's examples I want to share, but it's not a nice thing to say. So I'm going to move forward.
so I used to do this regularly because the kids loved it, but I don't do it as regularly anymore. I use the app TimeHop, which is the app where you can sync your Facebook,
Yeah.
Instagram, photos app, whatever, and it tells you, what happened on this day, however many years ago. And this morning I checked it, and it was, I scrolled like years back, decades back, and 14 years ago today, there was a picture of you and I that I had posted on Instagram. Which, first of all, like, whew, we've been posting on Instagram that long. I obviously had a frame and a filter around it. The thing that jumped out at me the most is that I still own the shirt that I was wearing in the picture. And I was like, why do I still have that shirt? It's at least 14 years old, and I know I owned it for years before I took and posted that photo. It's probably time for a wardrobe refresh.
What was it? Where were we? What were we
We were
doing?
at a bar. I specifically remember it because you look really cute. I'll send you the picture. You look adorable. You look like you were like out ready to go. The shirt that I am wearing, and I remember I put on just black leggings with it, is like a nightgown, a plaid green and red Christmas sleep dress that I decided was okay to go out in.
That sounds on brand for you though. Some sort of like oversized backless moo
It
situation
it
feels
had a
very
full
on brand.
back. It is flannel. It is like it's not, there's nothing sexy about it. Um, and it's still in my closet. Like I know I'm telling you now that it's not a nice fitting thing, and it's super itchy now. Like, why is it nostalgia? Why do I still have this? I will flash it on
The
the screen
picture
for
that you
you.
were going to share was one where we went in and we tried on like 80s prom
No,
dresses.
that
And
was
like
so
I'm
fun
in
though.
like that, and I don't remember that day at all. I just remember the picture. And so I remember the memory because we have a picture that consistently comes up from that.
Yeah, it was a great one. And we were walking around. Craig was our photographer for the day, and we were just walking this one.
Oh,
Like, what
I've seen that before. Yeah, I've seen
what is
that.
this?
I don't
What
know. It's like it's the early aughts because I have on my dark raccoon eye makeup
the
and
eyeliner.
the
We
eyeliner
have
and yeah.
red eye because there was
Mm-hmm.
clearly a flash on the photo we were taking.
It's on our digital. No, I guess we had iPhones then.
14 years
Obviously we
ago,
did. Yeah.
2011. 2011.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course we had an iPhone then. Yeah.
Wow.
Um, but speaking of nostalgia, I'm in a kind of a iconic, classic New York holiday mood where I want to find a day in the first 2 weeks of December to go into the city, book a really nice lunch. Like I want to be a lady who lunches, just me and Craig, like, and we're like, where should we go? And then
Where do the
I like,
ladies lunch
I don't,
nowadays?
but just, I've honestly, I feel so far like removed from that cool kid dining out, what's hot in the city scene. Like I know like
Yeah.
enough, but like it's not part of like the fabric of my life anymore. And so I don't know. This is my big PSA. If anyone has suggestions, like their dinner reservation scene, of course, I'm not like totally naive, is insanity. You can't find a hotel or a dinner reservation anywhere. But this is just for a lunch. And like obviously good luck getting into Polo Bar, which I feel like is overhyped anyways. But I don't know. Like iconic, New Yorky, great lunch. Where should we go?
I
I'm
don't
thinking
know.
about a
I'm the
plate.
same way. people now, they're like, "Oh, you lived in the city for 15 years. Where should we go for lunch?" I'm like, I went to the same places every time. Like, I don't I the when I first moved there, I was like, "We're gonna try a new spot every time we go out." And I think everyone has that moment of, like, just living in a bubble and being so excited and whimsy. And then you find spaces that you love, or you find people that you love, and the regular spots that you wanna support and go visit, and now I have no idea.
It
I can tell
just
you
the
spots that
world
recently
no,
opened.
it just, like again, I'm not trying to sound so, again, naive because I understand how the world works, but we are just moving into such an environment where everything in life is completely connected to who you know. And I know that. Like, you can't get a dinner reservation unless you know the publicist or someone from the restaurant group. I can't get into a hotel unless I know the GM and he can give me a friends and family promo code. I can't, like, it just, you can't find a job. Like, it pains me. Like, there are, like, even like from a job
Which is crazy
situation.
coming from you as the greatest networker that I know. You maintain and keep and network professionally. Like that, it is a
Yeah.
skill that is so impressive. So for you to be someone saying that that's difficult, to have to be able to do these things through someone you know, like, it's wild to me.
But even like the job thing, and I think that's also so I'm kind of informally mentoring these two young women right now. They both are in full-time jobs, but they want to evolve past their full-time agency roles and go into a brand role. Great. And what's so annoying is that I know 3 companies right now who have so many open roles. Like, and it's just like the state of the business. They have so many open roles that are up there purely for legal reasons. Half of the roles that all these girls are applying to are faux because I already know personally that these roles are up there for legal reasons.
So
And
disappointing.
they are going to internal hires and candidates that are already signed, sealed, delivered. It's just like a
Yeah.
technicality. Legally, they have to put them out there. Again, this is not new. We all know this, but like, it's just, I think it just instills like these networking, who you know, how you know, membership, clubs, alumni, like just figuring out how to make connections your full time job because like that's how you're going to get things done in life, which is just frustrating, but
Yeah,
true.
that's crazy. It's so disappointing. I also, so this week, my company turned 14. And anytime I hear you or other people talk about the job market, or, the past several years when Spencer was interviewing, I'm like, I can't ever imagine going back. And it's not something I would ever do anyway. I tasted the Kool-Aid. I work for myself. I love working for myself. It
Yeah.
is so incredibly challenging, but it doesn't sound fun being on the other
It,
side.
it's also a really, really hard time right now. Like Verizon has a new CEO, a new independent like board member. They've lost like 30% of their market cap in the past, I don't know, 5 years. They used to be number one in terms of, customer base, and there was also the most expensive. They're now number three. I think T-Mobile's number one, maybe AT&T. And so they're cutting 15,000 jobs. It's like one of the biggest layoffs in Verizon history because they're like closing a lot of they're franchising out a lot of their I don't know, retail stores. That's just like one example of so many. Like I talked about Target before. Walmart now has a new CEO coming in because their
Yeah.
CEO is retiring. There's like all this massive restructuring, reorging, trimming. It's just a very weird time and it's going to be weird for a while. And so, as I'm talking to all of these like young women, like, I don't know, it's hard to even like honestly like offer advice except thinking about them building their personal brand. And I always talk about having like a portfolio career and how your career isn't this just like linear path of like job to job to job and you get it promoted, promoted, promoted. It's going to be a smattering of random things and you're going to be building lots of random skill sets and like that's who you are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's my PSA for the day on connections in corporate America.
Man, yeah. If you, those who have a job and are in a position to be gainfully employed right now,
Yeah.
enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay. So do we want to revisit any of the things that we lost in our old? I'm trying
You
to
know
think if
what
there's
I
any
was
good
thinking
nuggets that we
about a
talked
lot?
about.
Because one of the things we talked about was affection between friends
Mm.
and between
Mm-hmm.
partners. Because
Mm-hmm.
when we visited you,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why we tried to record in person. And my son, and both my kids are snuggle bugs. My son especially just like weaseled on up to Craig and like snuggled in his arms. And I love to think it's because he knows he's his godfather, but I also think it's just because he's a snuggle bug and he loves snuggling. But Craig was then talking about how he doesn't get that from Max or from you, that you will snuggle with Max, but not vice versa. Neither of you guys will snuggle with Craig. And so I
Yeah.
was like, please take my son, like enjoy him, snuggle up. And I just think it was so interesting because now I'm more aware of, because I also was saying, yeah, I don't think Steph's very affectionate with me either. Like I don't think we've hugged a lot in our 15-year friendship. And I told you that. And now since then, I think our hugs have quadrupled in count because you are like, I'm gonna make up for lost time. I'm gonna make sure you know that I am affectionate and will hug you. And you're a great hugger. You are a fantastic hugger. And there's no need to even keep track now because maybe it was all made up in my head and I wasn't even like aware of it or thinking about it.
It's funny because like I'm a very like loyal friend, like loving, but yeah, I guess in terms of like reflection, I don't know. Maybe I'm just it's weird though because it's funny to hear you say that because sometimes I'll find myself in again more like professional situations, situations with strangers or people that I just met, and like I will more often than not, if I've had dinner with you and we're saying goodbye after it's the first time we've met, I'll probably go in and give you a hug goodbye and be like, so good
Yeah.
to meet you. And so it's funny. And like,
Yeah.
sometimes I'll be like, oh, sorry, like I'm a hugger. I'm from Chicago. I'm from the Midwest. So I don't know. It's like the context of that is funny how I will do that proactively and like with like strangers or people I just met. But like you, like my best friend, your dad married us. I'm the godmother to your children. Like, I'm like, oh, you've never really hugged me. I'm like, what the? Which is
But I
weird.
also
But
don't think
now
there's a
I,
difference between, because I'm thinking about that too. I think I'm the same way. Like if I am meeting someone for the first time, I'll be like, I'm a hugger and come in arms open. But
yeah.
then I'm not going to continue like touching their shoulder or like
No.
being touchy and physical and affectionate beyond that. So I think there's a difference between like being that sort of hugger in the initial phase and actually being affectionate, because I don't think I'm very affectionate, if you will, with anyone but Spencer. Like, and we talked about this last week as well.
Yeah.
Like when we're driving and I'm the passenger princess, my hand will be on his thigh. I will like have my hand on the back of his neck. We'll hold hands while we're walking through wherever we're walking the city. But I'm not that way. I'm not with my kids. I'm not that way with like my sister or
Yeah.
friends. I'm not like snuggled up to them or
Yeah.
anything. So
So
it's
like
very different,
that's
like tiers of
me with
affection.
Max. Yeah. Like Max is my number one most affectionate. Like I'll be sitting with him on a plane, a car, and I'm always like hugging him, touching him. So like the way you are with Spencer is how I am with Max, which probably sounds gross and weird, but
Which is
like
probably what
different.
Craig was commenting on.
I know. And like, yeah, I don't, you know what? I think it's, yeah, I think it's also everyone has their own forms of the love languages.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
my
It's not
love
a good or
language,
bad thing. It's just
yeah,
differences. Yeah,
yeah,
totally.
my love language is my time. I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Like my time, if I'm spending my time with you, like that is my greatest resource. It's,
Hmm.
not infinite, it's finite. And so that is how I choose to show people I love them is if I'm spending time with you or, whatever, physically and, talking on the phone, whatever. And Craig's would be, he's definitely acts of service.
Yep.
He's
Random purses here and there.
Well, but also no, even more like less than that, and more just like doing things for other people. Like he will do anything to make sure anyone in his family is happy. He does all the things. I just wrote a card for him for a 10-year anniversary, so I wrote down like the 10 things like I loved about him, and one of them is like I love that you do everything that I'm like really bad at, and it's so annoying. Like you take out the garbage,
It's a
you do our
perfect team.
finances, our
Yeah.
insurance, everything with the car. But this doesn't need to turn into a you know, Craig love note. But yeah, but it's all about affection and love and how you show, you know,
There's so many
your
different
gifts
ways
in
to
different
show
ways,
affection and love. Yeah,
for
so
sure.
many different ways. I will say one of the other things that came out of last week when we visited you is that we brought home the Snoo, and you now, for all three of our
Mm,
children, have lent us your Snoo, which was the catalyst for my nesting for this third baby. We had gotten everything down from the attic. We kind of like discussed how we need to start getting set up and prepared because I was like, oh, we need to have the car seat set up. Like, how are we going to fit all three car seats now in the car? We need to start figuring that out now. We can't just like wing it when the baby comes. So the Snoo coming home was, I got that all set up. I had to hook it up. I had to like re sign in. and was reminded because when I logged in, it like automatically pulled up Harrison's sleep schedule from the last time we borrowed the Snoo, and
Wow.
I was like, Spencer, just to refresh you on this, here's what our sleep is going to be looking like,
Oh
or
my
lack
God.
thereof, for the month of
Okay.
December, whenever this guy
Okay.
comes. The beginning, and I had forgotten. I mean, you remember, like, you have a
Yeah.
newborn, you
Yeah.
remember you don't sleep. Just generally, you're like, oh, you're not going to be sleeping. And our kids are both fantastic sleepers, so we even got like the great end of the not sleeping newborn situation. But in the beginning, the longest stretch of sleep that we had was 3 hours for like the first 2 weeks. And then there were a couple nights where you get 5 hours and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so spoiled. And then looking at the breaks in between where sometimes I'm up for an hour trying to feed this thing, I'm like, oh man, this is gotta get
Okay.
ready.
Even more interestingly, did you discover if the snoo was in fact loaned out to someone else?
That's right, because you had lent it to someone
Mhm.
who
We can
there are
talk about it.
many
It's never gonna watch
plausible
this. Yeah,
many
yeah.
plausible explanations for this, but when you asked for it back because you were like, "Oh, my friend is having a baby and needs it back," they said, "I have to go pick it up from my friend's house because they were storing it for me." And so we were all spiraling like, "Oh, they definitely lent it to a friend. They were loaning it out to other people." Or they were telling the truth and they just had to store it there. Who knows? There was no way for me to tell. There was no
But
one else logged
yeah,
in, so I could
no.
just automatically log in. So if they had
So
lent it to someone, they'd already
no.
disconnected themselves.
They for sure it was a lending situation because she said that she was she has had my snoo for a year. And she great, really, really kind woman, lives around here, whatever. Don't need to go into details. And
Her full name
she
and her social security, please.
is this. No, but I was thinking about it. So it had been a year, and she's like, I'm thinking about moving. I'm gonna store this at a friend's house. Like, why wouldn't you just have texted me and be like, hey, I'm gonna return this?
Can I
She
bring it
literally
back?
lives, can I
Yeah.
bring it back? I live down the road. Let me just drop, like, I'm redoing my house, whatever. Like, let me drop this off. I'm gonna store it at my friend's house who's 30 minutes away. No, 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 no. Definitely lent
Yeah.
it out. It's fine, whatever. I got it back when I needed it and got it to you. So
Yeah.
all's good. It was just,
I mean, the service that you have provided in helping all 3 of our almost
I'm
babies
so
sleep
glad.
through the night, I
Well, get
mean, it
ready.
is just yeah, really not excited about that part of it, but
So what
I
have you seen on social? Anything good? Sorry to cut you
oh,
off.
no, you know what? I actually didn't have a lot of social stuff because I feel like I used it all up last week, but I guess I can do the same ones I saw last week because the one that I'm still thinking about is how sesame seeds are a great source of collagen and they help your joints and everyone should be eating more sesame seeds in their diet, and I didn't know that. So that was interesting. Did you see anything interesting on socials?
I'm still in my hardcore Florence and the Machine obsession with Florence Welch's new album, Everybody Scream. It's my one of the best albums I've heard in the past few years. She has lyrics and one-liners in there that just cut and they are so good. And it's all about her wrestling with the fact that she's back and producing another album. Should she have a kid? Should she not? Like her, mixed relationship with stardom. It is so good. And she has the most, you know, crazy vocals. So that's still
Yeah,
my
she's
social stuff. I'm
talented.
seeing all of her clips. And then I think I was
You
talking
know
about
what I
last
am
week.
seeing a
I'm,
lot of
yeah.
on socials? And I sent you some of these Thanksgiving recipes. So you and I are
Mm,
both hosting
mm,
Thanksgiving. Your
yes.
Thanksgiving group just
Got bigger.
extrapolated into a
Yep.
much larger group.
Yep.
Ours is still a little bit challenging because we have one gluten-free guest and one vegetarian guest who doesn't eat tofu. So I actually did a practice Thanksgiving meal earlier this week just to practice making the turkey and tried a few different sides. One of the sides I love, but no one else is eating. So I'm like, all right, good to know now. So I'm not going to make that again. Um, but Thanksgiving recipes now, because I've been clicking on all these, I'm getting a bunch. So anything you see that you think sound great, please send my way and I will do the same.
This is actually our busiest fall of recent memory and also the most socially packed month of Friendsgivings. We have two different Friendsgivings. We're hosting almost 20 people at our house up here in the country, a mix of family and friends, which is gonna be amazing. And I'm going to be making a really great stuffing, which sounds so basic, but I'm very
Oh,
particular
stuffing
about
is
my
important.
stuffing.
Yeah.
because I use 3 different types of bread. The bread needs to be at least 3 to 4 days old and then
See, you
toasted
already
to
lost
ensure
me.
that
I
it
can't do bread. I have gluten-free. I can't do
you can
bread.
do gluten-free bread, but, like or you could do cornbread. You can do, like,
That's
a
true. Cornbread
cornbread
stuffing.
well,
Yeah.
cornbread stuffing you could, yep, cornbread
Yeah.
meal,
Yeah, yeah.
and so ours,
So
we're
do you buy
hosting
your bread a few days before and then leave
yeah,
it
so
out to get crusty?
yes, and so
Okay.
on Saturday, November 5th yeah, so I'm hosting something on Saturday of Friendsgiving, and then I bought my bread 3 days ago, and so it's a
Great.
very specific Kingston bread. But yeah, but, like, our Thanksgiving will be a group
You're
of
hosting a Friendsgiving and the Thanksgiving?
no, I'm actually not hosting, sorry. I'm going
Okay.
to, which will be
Whew.
nice. So don't need a host. And we also have
Yeah.
no coach right now. Oh, that's another
That's
thing.
right.
Facebook Marketplace. We'll
Yeah,
talk
we
about that.
should we should touch on that.
But yeah, Thanksgiving here, we'll be hosting
So
a
then what else goes into your stuffing? Do you do
okay.
roasted chestnuts?
So I'll do 3 different types of bread. I will do a sourdough, I will do a rye, and I might throw in an olive. I don't know if those 3 are gonna look good, but it's a really nice,
Interesting.
interesting flavors. And then it's just a bunch of like chicken broth or vegetable broth, onions, mushrooms, celery. I love putting in ground turkey or ground chicken or even ground
Mhm.
sausage. I will be omitting that because not everyone eats that. And it's so easy. And you cook it, bake it, it's delicious. So
One of our favorite dinners that we always get after Thanksgiving when all of the basic stuffing packages are on sale is just carrots, celery, onions, sausage, and stuffing. Just literally make
yeah,
stuffing for
yeah.
dinner, and it's so red wine. It's delicious.
It's very legit.
So
Other
good.
thing I was actually thinking about social is Alison Roman. So I love Alison Roman. I feel like some people either love her, hate her. She had some, I don't know, controversy stuff like way back in the day. I've always really liked her, former writer and editor at Bon App, but now she's on her own. She has a new cookbook coming out. And so I pre-ordered it and it hasn't arrived yet. But she also is opening or opened a country store upstate here called like Bloom or First Bloom or something. It's like an hour from but I will be going to her, like, really cute little new store. There's a bunch of pantry
Good for her.
staples. She has her own, like, tomato sauce now. I just like her. She's, like, no nonsense. She always has good recommendations, tells it how it is. I love that she has an opinion. Like, I will take someone who has an opinion any day over a wishy-washy, vanilla,
Yeah,
beige, blah.
yeah. People
So,
pleaser, just
yeah.
accommodating. Facebook Marketplace. You had your first Facebook Marketplace experience, and you crushed it.
It was excellent, and so I have since learned so Facebook Marketplace, we had a, like, 10, 12-year-old leather couch that I put on in addition to a nice leather lounge chair, a
Hmm.
chaise, kind
Hmm.
of in the Eames style, but not Eames, and number 1, I think I underpriced it, so I think I put them on
Absolutely.
Facebook
Well, first of
I
all, let's start with you were planning on listing them for free, and
because
you
I
had
just
to be
wanted we wanted to get
advised
them
against that. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
which I understand. You need to put value on it. And also, we live in the country and we can't get anything picked up here, delivered here. Like, so
You
I was just
assumed
eager
there
to
would
like
not
get that out.
be quick interest. Yeah.
I underpriced and I did not think that it would get snatched up. I put both items up on a one on a Saturday, one on a Sunday. Within 30 minutes, I had like so many offers as is. And then a couple came from Phoenicia and picked both up with literally within 2 hours of me listing it. I was like, it happened so fast. I was like so happy. But then in the hindsight, I'm like, shit, like I should have probably listed that for
Could have
more. And
made
Craig's like,
bank.
no,
Yeah.
no. And then I was in the city this week and I saw some friends at a conference I was at. They're like, well, yeah, no wonder they got picked up because you underpriced them. You could have sold that chair for $5,000. Like, we didn't even pay $5,000 for that.
Yeah.
So my lesson is if I stage a Facebook Marketplace image correctly within the context of like our house, like that helps. You can see it in situ, you can see how it looks good.
Absolutely.
So
Well, and they were
y-
both beautiful pieces.
yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm like filled with a little bit of regret how I sold them too quickly
No, no.
for
Now you've learned.
now
You're
I
gonna
know.
be able to
Okay.
list future stuff. You're great. Did you actually order the new couch yet, or did Craig order it?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
New couch comes on. I'm so happy. New couch comes on Wednesday from Crate and Barrel. We got
Amazing.
this low deep couch. It's the Unwind collection. And then I also got finally for this room I'm in right now, my office, a really nice bookshelf, bookcase situation,
Great.
which I'm very, very happy about. And both are, and like they have one of those order situations where like, it's a flat rate for an order, regardless if you're spending $1 or $10,000.
Yeah.
So we got
So just
everything
keep
shipped up
adding
here.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so nice. That's
So
awesome.
yeah, in time for Thanksgiving. So we're doing some nice house glow up, some good house glow up, which is an investment, but we've literally been waiting we haven't, for a couple of years to like do some things. So
Well, you guys did a lot of renovations when you actually bought and moved into your
yeah,
house. So
yes,
it's not
yeah,
like
yeah,
you've been sitting around twiddling your
oh,
thumbs.
nothing. Yeah.
What where's everyone sitting? How is the feast going to be set
We're
up? Are
gonna
you gonna
have
do a
to think,
kids
yeah.
table?
It's gonna be fun. I think we're gonna do a kids table in front of the fireplace, and then the adult table will
Great.
be the adult table, and then maybe some people at the counter. But it's our first Thanksgiving here. I'm genuinely excited. I even put in an order for flowers. So my favorite
Oh,
florist, Hopps Petunia, up here in Kingston, New York, she did the flowers for my wedding, but she just has this like, super cool, moody editorial. Almost her flowers are so ugly, they're pretty. It's like not typical cookie cutter, like roses. They're
yeah,
like
not just like a
really
basic
cool.
bouquet.
Yeah. They're not ugly, but they're just like moody is like the
They're
best way I can say
funky.
it.
Yeah,
They're funky. And
yeah,
so I'm dropping some vases off and she's gonna like put some centerpieces together, and
that's
so
cool.
I'm like really leaning into hosting this year. Yes.
Yeah, as you should. We are going to have to because we have 5 bonus people coming over for apps, and then we have 8 people here for dinner, 2 of whom are tiny humans. And I have to figure out what that looks like and getting everyone sorted and the dietary restrictions. And I can't wait. And I don't know if I told you this, but one of my favorite holiday hacks, and I know you are a Thanksgiving purist, you wait until after
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving to celebrate
Mm-hmm.
Christmas.
Yep.
But one of my favorite and easiest, I know there's always the Yule log that you can put on the TV as like background noise to have something on. But you can put the Apple Music app on a smart TV and play. They have a holiday video essentials playlist, and it's 6.5 hours of just holiday music videos of like Mariah
Okay.
Carey, Frank Sinatra, like
Okay.
just holiday vibes. And you have something on, so it's not like a movie or football or something.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
nice. So I'm excited
Yeah.
about doing that and have just holiday music in the background with Wham! Last Christmas,
Perfect.
super
I
old
will
school 80s.
Thanksgiving Day parade on in the morning. Also because like I have like PTSD from working the Thanksgiving Day parade. I never was able to enjoy Thanksgiving when I was at Verizon because we always like activated this huge like digital activation. So I have it on just to remind myself of where I came from and how happy I am to actually
And
enjoy
your
Thanksgiving
freedom.
Day, my
Yeah.
freedom. And then it's football all day. So,
Yeah. We have football
um,
on, but Spencer and I are the only ones in the group of people that we are hosting that actually care about football and watch football. I think there's one other person coming who will watch, but even when we go to like Candace's aunt and uncle's house, there's maybe like one person who sits in the room and watches football, and we're like, I want to be those people. I want to be the people that sit
wait,
and watch football.
this is funny. I'm going to put you on the spot. So, so when you visited us last weekend or whenever that was, and remember we were kind of like talking about like TVs on and music on, and
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, every house has its own kind of like rhythms and nuances
Yeah.
and schedules and routines. What was weird or quirky about how we live, or like how we have things on or don't have things on, or
Nothing is weird and quirky. It was sensory overload for me because my brain, you guys always have lots of things on. So you always have something on the little Google screen in the kitchen. You
yeah.
have music on throughout the whole house. And then there's usually like something on the TV for the kids. And then the like trying to have a conversation. So my poor ADHD brain that hasn't been on drugs for almost 9 months now was like, lock in, we got to listen to what people are saying, but it's not funky. That's like my funkiness. That's not you guys. That's your norm.
I'm a huge background music person, and
Yeah.
the biggest and most beautiful discovery that I've had is called Radio Paradise, and it's this
Okay.
online. I'm gonna butcher like the origins of this, but basically it's like an online, always on radio, and you can sync it up through through your smart devices,
Is it just
whatever.
music? Is it talk
It's
radio?
music, and it's music with different channels. But the beauty of this is it's like super indie. It's not for profit, and they curate some of the most unique music, background music. But you'll still hear everything
Cool.
from like a John Mayer or Zach Bryan. But then
Yeah,
you'll
yeah,
also
yeah.
get these like random indie beats from Brazil, and it's such a nice alternative to like going to my, you know playlist on Spotify or something
Yeah.
else. So
It
that's kind of where
frequently
that music was coming
played
from.
or whatever they put together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I
bossa
can't.
nova.
I have to, like, if we're upstairs, Spencer and I getting ready for bed, and he starts brushing his teeth, he now knows he has to turn his sink on as well so that I can't hear him brush his teeth. Like,
Yeah, I get
my
that.
brain just is so
Yeah.
overwhelmed by noises. Or like if we're listening to our podcast in the car and the kids are asking me something in the backseat, I have to pause the podcast because my brain can't do both at the same time.
Yeah.
It
I
just,
get it.
I'm excited to be drugged again once I am done breastfeeding and can take drugs.
Drugged again.
Drugged for
Drugged
my
and
ADHD.
drugged. Oh, that's right. So
Yeah.
what have you
I can't take,
been
because
so what
essentially it's meth. Essentially my drugs are meth that I'm taking. And so it's frowned upon to feed your baby meth. I also think, and I I can still function with my ADHD because of the way, like, I'm my own boss. It's not like I'm going into a 9 to 5. I think there are people who absolutely cannot function and need to have their drugs, and I would tell those people, take it while you're still pregnant. Like, rather you be a functioning parent who can still hold down a job than, do something that we just don't have a lot of research on because they can't.
yeah.
They're worried about putting mothers with ADHD through tests, but I am someone who can function, so I'm like, you know what? If I can just go without it, but I tell you what, I am not the best version of myself.
Yeah.
I'm all over the map
Well, I can't wait to do this with a baby on the boob, sipping a glass of wine
in my cashmere sweater.
in your cashmere La Finca, oh my god, Lingua Franca. Max
Can't
goes to
wait.
La Finca soccer. Um, yeah,
Can't wait.
but I'm so glad. This is coming to you in your
Were
mail.
you super disappointed it didn't come before we got there, or
No,
did you know it
I'm
wasn't
excited.
going to?
I knew it wouldn't. I ordered it.
Okay,
They said it takes like 3 to 4 weeks, and so I just wanted to get it to you before December 15th. And so I'm glad it came this week because I get
great.
to show it to you, and then it's going to be in the mail too because I have it here,
I
so I'll just
will.
ship it out.
I'll make like a cute outfit where I like tie it around my shoulders
Yeah,
until I deflate and
yeah.
can
But it's
actually wear it.
like,
I love it.
yeah.
I love it. I
Yay.
love it.
Okay. I feel like I can still talk to you, but we'll keep it short.
We may have some guests coming. We're working on some scheduling things. They're coming soon, so we'll see. Actually, next week I think we have a confirmed guest. I should reach out and find out that we're confirmed. I don't
Oh, I
want to say
didn't
the
move
name yet.
Erica yet. Erica, maybe. Okay. Um, cheers.
Cheers.
Love you a long time.